everyone, welcome back to 30 Days of Selling. I'm Austin, and during these 30 days, if you don't already know, if I haven't said it enough, I'm teaching you how to sell your stuff, make more money, and have a great life that's better than it was when you had your stuff. Because now you have money, and now you have the chance to go do something with it. So anyways, today is day 14, tips and tricks for eBay. And so you might be saying, man, I really wanted to hear tips and tricks. Or you say, I don't really care, or I know everything, but it's probably one of those three if I had to guess. But these are really helpful things to know about eBay that will make you more money so you can have a better life. First thing, should you post your listings on eBay as a buy it now or an auction? Well, what I like to say is 100% of the time, I would recommend as my preference to post as a buy it now. I just think because today people are always like looking for something, they see it and they click buy because they want that thing now. If not, they wouldn't have bought it then. If they would have bought it in 3 weeks, if they wanted to buy it in 3 weeks or wait 3 weeks, they would wait 3 weeks and then click buy it now. So that's what I say almost all the time, buy it now. Now you can list it as an auction. I think there are actually times when it is better to list something as an auction and stuff like that. I would say it's more so for collectible items or things that are somewhat kind of rare. If there's not a lot of them, then people will want that and they'll like get into that war where it's like a bidding frenzy, and then you get into that mindset. Oh gosh, I gotta get this. I'm only I can't let it slip for $5, and then $5 turns into $10, and 10 into 20, and 20 into 100, and so forth and so forth. And next thing you know, you paid $430, $35 to ship a Nintendo to Russia. But anyways, oh yeah, I sold that. I paid $15 and sold it for $435 to a guy in Russia who paid $200 to get it shipped to him. Check it out in this video above here. But anyways, so it's good to do an auction if it's like a rare collectible thing like that. If not, I would almost just always tell you, just sell the stuff as a buy it now. And then one other thing with the auction is about reserves. Like sometimes if you go on eBay, you'll see a reserve on an auction. My personal preference is if you're gonna do an suggestion, advice, tips, whatever, do not put a reserve on the auction. Like, why are you gonna be that guy that puts a reserve on an auction? Because nobody likes reserves on auctions. Like, when have you ever bid on an auction? If you've ever bid on an auction and there's a reserve on it, and you're like, oh, fantastic, there's a reserve. That doesn't make any sense. Nobody says that. So just don't put reserve. Don't be that dude that puts a reserve on the auction. Like, if you're gonna put a reserve on the auction, just start the auction out a little higher where you want it to start. But with that, should you start the auction at $1.99 or higher? I would say typically start it at 99 cents. But if you are worried that you want a little bit of money, start at maybe $15 or something a little higher, $100 if it's something real expensive. But don't put the don't be the guy that puts the reserve on the auction. Just put buy it now if you're worried about a reserve. So that's like the auction versus the buy it now. That's that's pretty much the whole thing with that. Next thing, what? Okay, so this is something I bet you've never thought of. What day is best to post an item? Well, actually, I really don't think there is any day that's worse than the other if you're posting a buy it now. Now, if you're posting an auction, I would say list it on Sundays, because I think that's the best time to post, because people typically, if you post an auction for 7 days, Sundays are typically a little different in people's routines than Mondays through Saturdays are, or even the weekdays, because people are typically doing things. But on a Sunday, there's not that many people. I just feel like people aren't doing that much Sunday evenings, and so they would be more apt, in my opinion, to look at your auction. But take that for what it is. Now, what time of the day should you post your item? Do you think? I would say that does even, in fact, matter. Because so say you post a buy it now item, and you're like me and live on the East Coast, but you're staying up real late and you post it like at 11:30 or later in the evening, when the majority of Americans on the East Coast are already in bed or winding down or getting ready for sleep, the odds are they're not going to look at whatever you posted. But however, the people on the West Coast are still going to be up 3 hours behind you, so they're more likely to buy your item. Now, where this matters is if you put shipping that is free, if you do free shipping on an item and post it late at night, the odds are if you post it competitively with the pricing, you're going to get screwed. Just because somebody in California is more than likely going to buy it, and then you're going to have to pay a premium on the shipping costs. So this is my advice, if you ever post an item, buy it now. That is, you pay for shipping, free shipping to the buyer. Do not post it late at night, because you're just saying, let me lose more money. Let me lose more money, because the odds are somebody's gonna buy it over there, and that's just what's gonna happen. Now two other things I would say, as far as returns go, do not. This is just my opinion. You can have your own. You make your own decisions, but my recommendation is do not accept returns. If you are posting quality pictures, like how I taught you, if you are writing a adequate, good description, that's as good as you know how to, and you just are nice in your listings, there's no reason that you should need to offer a return. Now, some people if you just want to be the guy that offers a return, and that's your thing, go for it. But in my experience, when I've listed things, people just want to return it for no reason. They just, oops, I spent $150 on a jacket, and then I realized, I don't want that jacket. Well, you should have thought of that when you paid for it. It's not just because, I will say no, I say no returns on every one of my things. And then sometimes people try to come up with reasons like they just didn't want it, so they make up a reason to return it. And it's sorry, buddy, it has no return policy. And what you'll find, and why I say that matters is, if you don't have a no return policy, it's possible to get messed up, because some people, there's different ways, and I'm not saying this is always the case, but the number one thing you'll find is that you will sell your item for the maximum amount that you can get for it. Then the person will get it, and then 3 weeks later they'll decide they don't want it, then they'll return it, and then the odds are you're not going to be able to sell that item, whatever it may be, for as much money as you previously sold it, because nobody wants it as much. It's not as in demand. So that's why I would say just don't offer no returns. Or do offer no returns. That's my opinion. And then also, make sure you get some bubble mailers. I know I've said it before, but get some bubble mailers. So you can put your stuff, because anything you ship that's under 16 ounces, you can ship into these bubble mailers and save a lot of money shipping on eBay. And that's really about all I know. If you guys have any other questions or comments, comment down below. And if you need help with selling on eBay, and then if you even have any questions, you can always call eBay. I call eBay a lot if I have questions regarding a case or something that got opened against me, or whatnot, and they'll be happy to talk you through and walk you through, and maybe in some scenarios give you better advice than I will, or just maybe different advice. I don't think they will necessarily tell you all the tips and tricks that I've outlined here, but they can be good at detailing you different ways as far as seller protection goes, or different stuff like that. But that's it. I hope that was helpful, and please come back tomorrow and find out the new video of how to sell your stuff, make more money, and live a better life.